at the exact same thing and go with the, when you see that right front tire changer with his legs out there.
His ankles sitting out like that.
And you can see Ryan just got rear lockup, rear bias lockup, and just kind of punched the car in. Here it is. There it is. Wow.
And well, you could feel he could. It was almost like, where'd my tire go? But you can feel it. You can't look over your shoulder. You can feel when a car's getting that tight on pit lane.
Franchitti is your leader. Castro Nevis now running second, and TK is third at the Iowa Corn Indy 250 presented by Pioneer. Happy Father's Day to everyone. A lot of fathers and sons and fathers and daughters here at the Iowa Speedway today, celebrating Father's Day 2010. The fastest lap of the race so far. Our IZOD fastest lap has been turned in by Dario Franchitti with a speed of 179.108. It happened on lap number 21. And there's an interesting statistic. 66% of the time you're turning here at Iowa. Let's find out what the deal is with Scott Dixon, who was dropping back.
Drop back, Mikey. What is the problem with the car, or what are you talking to with Scott?
You know, so you want to be you want to be invincible, but we aren't. Front tires started to give up a little bit toward the end, and Scott just decided, you know what, I want to finish the race, and I want to finish at the front. We were on sweet sequence to come in the pit, so he knew he was going to have fresh tires. We made a couple of small changes on the car, and we'll see how we go to the end here.
You were also talking to him about some adjustments in the cockpit as well, trying to remind him. I mean, he's been a racer for a long time. You still have to put those thoughts in his head.
Well, I think racers are intense guys, and girls for that matter, and he uses the controls better than probably anybody we've ever been around, so he fiddles with them. We just keep reminding him.
You comfortable right now? I'm looking on the pylon, 6th place right now. You comfortable you can get back up there in front?
Well, I mean, this is a tough place to pass. Let's face it. These guys go fast around a 7/8 mile oval, but we think our cars are good for the second half of the run. You saw what Dario could do here, so we'll be all right.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Both Target Chip Ganassi cars looking strong here today, guys.
Scott will restart in 6th position. His teammate Dario will be the leader. You know, Iowa Speedway is a relatively new track, and they did a lot of things right here, including a very wide pit lane that allows good exit.
Yeah, look at it. You're going to see them 4 abreast as they're fighting to get to the line, which is right around the corner. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4 with the inside lane still. And there is the timing line right there where the Sunoco is on the yellow cone. So fantastic stuff. Look at the onboards of where it is. So it's not just... Look at that. So there's plenty of space, though. Sometimes when you see guys challenge each other, they don't have anywhere to go. They end up going into the walls.
Yep.
Hey guys, we were talking to Brian Barnhardt before the start of the race because we noticed how wide this pit lane is, and he said, to his estimation, this is the widest pit lane that the IZOD IndyCar Series gets to operate on. He said one of the problems, though, is you see the outside lane and you get lulled into thinking that you can go all the way out there. We saw that early in the race. We've been treated to these peak tread cam. Let me show you the world's smallest HD camera. Not this whole puck, this hockey puck thing. That's what protects the camera. See that little area right there? That's the HD camera. How'd you like to have one of those, Jan Beekes? They bury it inside the racetrack, and the only thing that is available to go up over the tire is about 1/4 of an inch, a rise. It's amazing technology, and we've been treated to it all day.
It is,
from that tread cam.
Yes, that's a great innovation. And remember that our own Terry Lingner and Jamie Fishman, who brought the camera up to show us as well, that started way back in 1991, back in the Thunder Series.
That's
you know that well, Bob, from ESPN. So that has now developed to the HD level.
It's quite a deal. Lindy.
Takuma Sato. And Takuma, you haven't really done many ovals, have never even been here. Would you say what happened out there came down to experience?
Could be. I tried to overtaking the lap to go, and they were racing 2 cars, and one car just chopped it inside me. I lost a big chunk of the airflow, and I ran wide and into the walls. Extremely disappointed. You know, feel really sorry for the team. Done a fantastic job over the weekend, and every piece of we made some change and you know, tried to get good car, and I was in a good mood, and you know, taking some people, and it was good week up until then.
Well, we heard the team tell you afterwards, still such a great job. That must be good to hear, though.
it's extremely shame and extremely disappointed. But I take account this is a character building and try to get experience and try next time.
Takuma, thank you.
Thank you.
The Formula One veteran Takuma Sato drops out of the race, running third with a crash. And we're getting ready to go back to green here. Here are the Team Penske drivers and where they are running. Castroneves is second, Power fifth, and Briscoe is in seventh position. We've seen this picture before. They're just working on their cars and probably will be up front battling for the lead before too much longer.
Danica wants to get her lap back, but that didn't quite work out.
And Dixon was way aggressive at the start. We see him up on the top side there of the Penske car.
That's a drive-through penalty for Ryan Hunter-Reay. If you make contact with any pit equipment, we saw that earlier with someone on De Silvestro, they may give you a drive-through, and they've chosen to do so.
Tough break for him, too, because he was having an excellent race.
Yeah, he had a podium race car, guys. Yep. And
well,
that little miscue.
He got a little bit, like you said, a little rear lockup and caught that tire. And whoa! Hey, remember he said, you know, payback.
Yep. Yep. What goes around comes around.
I think that was his exact quote. Yeah.
So you mean he just scared her as much as he shocked us up here?
Let's give a shout out to E.J. Viso, also, who's having a very good race, running right there in front of Danica Patrick. He is in fourth spot.
He's picking right up where his teammate Takuma Sato left off.
Yep.
And it sure would be great to see the KB guys have him.
And look at this.
Look who's about to take the lead. Elio Castroneves takes the lead. Wow.
Well, you want to talk about tuning your race car for the end of the race, and when it matters, there's a guy that's always there at the end, isn't it?
He came from nowhere.
And remember how solid both the Ganassi cars were early on. So for him to do that shows they've tuned that car to put it in a pretty happy balance for the time being.
Yep. Now remember, in Texas with 3 Penske cars, Elio went a different way than the other two. He didn't do well. It looks as though today he went the other way with more downforce. The other two went lighter, and today it's going to pay for Castroneves.
Robbie Buell, you talked about wanting the car to be working properly at the end of the race. That's what Dario Franchitti and his crew did during that pit stop. They changed it and made an air pressure adjustment that said it might not work in the first half of the fuel load. It said it will give you what you need, though, for the end of the race. And here goes Franchitti saying that Elio Castroneves, no, not on this short track. I'm undefeated there. And TK says, I want a piece of this action now, too.
Elio left the door open. As he, look at this.
Wait, that's not good. He just all of a sudden went straight backwards.
Was he forced to the bottom?
Wrong.
No, that's wrong. I was going to say, it looked like for a second he was forced to the bottom and dumped the throttle, but this is, looks like
that's a mechanical issue.
He's looking down at his gear shift level. It looked like there's something mechanical. It looked to be kind of.
We don't often see that, you know, a mechanical failure.
Yeah, you can see him looking down with his helmet there a little bit.
What a tough break for Franchitti. He was the season-high lap leader coming into this race.
And he's got to coast all the way down pit lane here.
You lose 2 laps if you stop under green at full speed. So, obviously. Oh, and it's still running. So, Robbie, that would. Yeah, that's drive line.
Yeah, guys, they've gotten the gear cluster out. So, obviously, there's something in the rear end that's given up.
That's, a shame.
Well, now it is.
Elio back on top.
Yeah, Castroneves, Kanaan, and Viso running 1, 2, 3.
And the great news there was when he lost drive, he didn't have someone right behind him. We look back at the 500. We've talked about how the closing rate in this particular case, it's not always fuel. There could always be some other circumstance that all of a sudden makes your car slow dramatically.
No,
everybody got by.
A great point, the fact that he was down low and there wasn't anybody, 6 inches off his gearbox. They were up in the higher groove. Absolutely.
You heard?
Dario and Kanaan were the only drivers who has completed every lap of the season. But Dario is out of the race.